He's going to keep comboing off, though. This guy has more extensions than Dhalsim's arm. He's Mr. Fantastic Four. Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be exposing meta players. What do I mean by this? Yeah, they're a virus that needs to get flushed out. And there's nothing that gives me more satisfaction than seeing a $2,000 meta slave copy deckless player losing to Deskbot 001. You know what I'm saying? And here's the reason why. It's not just a coincidence why this happens. Because their decks look all nice and dandy when they copied from a champion, but it gets shut down when they face some card from 2006 and they don't know what to do against it. Let me give you an example here, right? Rogue decks, they're like raccoons. You don't know where they came from, and they shouldn't be this powerful, but you know what? Somehow they just win. You know what I'm saying? And the best quote I always like to say is the Bruce Lee quote I have up there. He fears not the man that practiced 10,000 kicks once, but he fears the man that practices one kick 10,000 times. And I'm here to tell you that there is nothing more in Yu-Gi-Oh that you should fear than a rogue player that practiced their deck and knows every little inch and crevice on their deck. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely devastating. And what do I mean by that, right? I'm going to give you 3 things that meta players are losing to rogue decks. Why and how they're losing. So the first thing is the illusion of meta superiority. What do I mean by that? Well, take this rogue deck here, right? People say that, you assume the best deck, it means automatic wins. But the truth is the top decks are only as good as their pilots. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to use Voiceless Voice as an example. For me, I've played so many hours of Voiceless Voice. I know that this card right here shuts this deck down. This card is a silver bullet against Malice, right? This was a big thing because it has a very special, you need to know your rulings. And this card has a very special ruling where I can make it come out twice, like against these players, and it basically negates and the summon and banishes them. And because they never were technically summoned, it was a great counter. Absolutely devastating. Rogue players know their stuff. And you might be like, yeah, Voiceless Voice isn't very rogue, Jesse. Well, let me go into another better example. How about this? Now, let's get a little lovey-dovey for this example, because I want to talk about deck intimacy. And what do I mean by that? Well, remember when everybody and their moms was playing Kashtira, right? Like, everyone was playing it. Your uncle was playing it. Your neighbor was playing it. Sally Sue from down the street was playing it. Everyone was using Kashtira. Not the rogue players, not me. I was on ninjas because they had a certain, well, again, I knew every in and out, you know what I'm saying? The familiarity, the lineups of what to do when the line went right, went wrong. Meta decks players, they were all net decking, they were on their ratios, but I was doing my own thing. I was running 2 Geos. I was causing havoc with that. And the reason why was because they had a really good matchup against Kashtira. They would flip Kashtira down. And what happens when you would flip one of their cards down? Well, now they can't get their other ones on the field. And since they have a card on the field, it's kind of in the way. So oftentimes they would just like start with Fenrir, you flip it face down, and that's it. I can't tell you how many games I won with that. And it was because I was very intimate with the ninjas. You know what I'm saying? They knew what they were doing. These ninjas will flip you face down. They're all about face down, grass is greener up. You know what I'm saying? That's how they like to win their matches. Anyways, the third reason why meta decks fail against Rogue is because there's an information imbalance. And what do I mean by that? Well, you know what I'm saying? Let's take the Ryzeal Detonator, for example. This deck, by now, it is studied, it's been dissected. We know what their end board's gonna look like. We know where to choke points. But Rogue deck is a completely different story. If I whip this guy out on you, this effect might as well read chaos. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm specifically highlighting this card because this is also a silver bullet against Ryzeal. Because look, you activate this card, and let's say he tries to chain it to pop it, right? If he pops it, well, guess what? If this card in the field zone is destroyed, you can special summon a Tistina monster, right? And if you let it go through, and guess what? You can special summon a Tistina monster because they're going to have more than 3 face-up cards. So either way, it's a win-win. You're getting your card. So if they pop it, you're getting this crystal card that you want. Or if they don't, you're getting the crystal card. And guess what the crystal card does? It flips all of their card face down as an effect. And guess what? If it gets popped by Detonator, it does the same thing. So it's an absolute devastating line. You know what I'm saying? And it's that information. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. It's turning unpredictableness into a weapon. And don't get me wrong, people will be like, oh wait, Jesse, but meta decks win the tournaments more than rogue decks. There's been plenty of rogue decks that won tournaments. You know what I'm saying? You got the Denkabui, you got the Unchained, you got the Fire Kings, YCS. All of these were when they were not popular, right? When the person won, then all of a sudden they were getting popular. Like, oh, what about the Vanquish Soul victory? Again, not popular, but when these rogue decks right, because then when they win, now they become meta because now somebody picked up something that someone didn't know about. You're turning the unpredictableness into a weapon, and that's what the YCS winners did that won those particular YCS wins. Anyways, I'm doing too much yapping. You know what I'm saying? There's a formula for winning with rogue. You know what I'm saying? The step 1 is confidence. Step 2 is also ignorance, because we don't know what we're doing half the time, but when you play it really intimate, you know. But step 3 is having your opponent going, wait, what does that card do? Like 5 times. Anyways, like and subscribe on this stuff. I gotta show you something. Not only am I on Twitch and all this stuff, but I love to use these rogue decks, rogue stuff. And anyways, I'm doing too much yapping. Let's do some slapping. Let's show some examples of why rogue is absolutely dominating. And let's talk in the comments below too why you think rogue decks are better than meta. You know what I'm saying? I also think they're just fun to play too. Let's jump in right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't go get more rogue than this. I'm going first, and I'm playing Testina, Divine Domain Expansion, baby, and also with Guardian Slime. Yeah, it doesn't get much more rogue than this. But you'll notice that I love to play these kind of engines. I'm into that Guardian Slime engine, that package. And here's the thing, baby, this is the stuff that Bruce Lee fears. You guys wondered, hey, where did Jesse go? I've been perfecting Testina over this last, I don't know, month now. I've been really going hard on Testina. So if you wanted to know where I went, this is where I went. MIA to learn Testina. Anyways, I'm gonna throw that away only to get it right back. That's pretty cute. Guess what 2 level 10s make? It makes a Varudras. That's kind of scary letting you know that. So, rogue or not, it's making a pretty delicate end board. I'm gonna flip my own guy face down, and I'm gonna set so many cards, I can't even set my own Called by the Grave. How's that for searching? So, we're gonna do with that. And oh, what are we up against here? We're up against here, of course. The Mill Masters. These guys, the Mill Master 3000, and oh, it's Gem Knight here. They're gonna play on my own turn. No, thank you. We're not gonna let that happen. Good thing we get a negate there, and oh, he's got another. He's got a Havness in his hand, so he's got 2 deadly hand traps that he could play on my turn, and he's going to try to go off on my turn. That's actually kind of deadly. And he is going off. He gets a trap, he gets this, that. Oh, that's insane. I wish I had room for Called by the Grave, so maybe I should clean up some of that, but you know what? I had Forbidden Droplet. The Droplet's a G. You don't want to not set Droplet. Anyways, what's my opponent going to go into now? He's going to go into the Moon of the Closed Heavens. So he's going to start off with his Fiendsmith package. Gonna go into that. Okay. We've all seen this one before. So now he's gonna go into his Fiendsmith stuff. Gonna go here. Here's what's interesting. Now he's gonna send a card to the graveyard. He's gonna send Fiendsmith Engraver. That's the combo starter. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use Play the Testina. This allows me to special summon a Testina monster from my graveyard. This guy does absolutely nothing without his friend, the Crystal. But what I can do is, because I have a Testina, this trap can go off, which lets me banish 1 monster from his deck face down permanently. So see ya. So get rid of that guy. That guy's gotta go. But he's got the best normal summon for him too, right here, Tier. Wow, that's a great normal summon. So that's gonna hurt me, but I'm gonna negate that. Hopefully that ends his stuff. Oh, and what's cool is I detached the Miasma Dragon. Miasma Dragon will activate because there's a field spell on the field when he went to the graveyard. Anyways, he's gonna keep comboing off though. This guy has more extensions than Dhalsim's arm. He's Mr. Fantastic Four, I always call it, when they got all this extensions. This guy's got more extensions than a wig shop. Anyways, here he goes, extending still more into the Fiendsmith stuff. I was hoping to get rid of it, but you know what? Here he goes. And, you know, this is what meta decks do. They can continue on forever. They're like the Energizer Bunny, man. They just keep going and going. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm going to take 1200 there. And, oh, no, he's going to send 2 deadly cards to the grave. with this Gem Knight card to make Brilliant Fusion. Now this card goes off and Tier goes off. That is absolutely devastating. That's what I was trying to prevent this whole time, the Tier cards from coming off, but here he goes. He's going to fuse into whatever he wants here. He's going to go into Kick Kalos. Absolutely devastating. He's got the golden Kick Kalos here too, of course. And then he's running some Shadao, so he's going to draw a card there. When this card goes off, he's going to do something there, and then that's going to get a Gem Knight card. Gem Knight cards knowing too for FTKing the opponent. Very good at FTKing and OTKing, you know what I'm saying? They're very good at closing games out. So now what's he going to go into? Now he's going with his Gem Knights into a Bow Q, the Lightless Shadow. Now here's what's absolutely deadly for me. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, return all set spells and traps on the field to the hand. So he's going to return my Droplet face up. I actually kind of don't want that, and I've got a 0 defense monster. I kind of want this in the graveyard because that has a nice little graveyard effect if he destroys this. So I'm just going to get rid of 2 cards here, turn off that Abawa Q, and turn off this kit. That's probably the best thing I could think of to do in this deadly situation. But anyways, he still gets to go normal summon a monster. I thought he was done with doing stuff, and he's got more Gem Knights in his hand. He's than Thanos, more gems in his hand than Thanos. Because look at this, he's still going, milling 3, mills the deadly transaction rollback. You already know what that does. See, now he's going to skip the next draw phase, draw 2, then discard 1. He's more than happy to skip the battle phase too, because here's why. I am actually locking him out of the battle phase. You wonder, like, why does this happen? This right here, monsters except Winged Dragon of Rock cannot attack the turn they are special summoned. So I am kind of protected there. Not that these 2 guys were going to do any damage anyways, but they could have done something maybe. But I do have a nice little floodgate of my own in that True Sun God package. Now, here's what he's going to do. He's going to transaction rollback. I've never seen this before in my life. So, this is absolutely insane. He transaction rollbacks this Yu-Jo friendship that he had in the graveyard to target the Judgment of the Pharaoh. Basically, what happens here is if Yu-Jo friendship is in the graveyard and what she's got, until the end of this turn, the opponent cannot normal summon, set, flip summon, or special summon, or activate an effect monster's effect, and their monster's effects are negated. So this is absolutely devastating right here. Basically, I can't summon, and I can't do any effects. He's basically turn skipping me here. So all I can really do is battle. I'm going to go do a battle. He's going to discard a card. Now you get to destroy a card on the field. He's going to destroy my Miasma Dragon, which was smart because I can't do his effects, and he would have just came back to me. So this guy is starting to read, setting the Varuja's face down, and pretty much he's turn skipped me. Luckily, I had that Called by the Grave in my hand. So we're not going to let Tier go off just yet. But I got completely turn skipped here. I will get to do that, and then this card will let me search a card from the graveyard back to my hand, but I can't use it. Can't use it, can't abuse it. So what's going to go on here, and I'll just throw one of the cards that I just added to my hand back in the graveyard, because it's got a good graveyard effect, and it's got a good hand effect. At least, whoa, he gets all these cards, but he loses them all, and he doesn't get a draw phase because he did some cheap stuff trying to do some deadly stuff, but he doesn't need it, because look at this. He's going to send 5 cards to the top of the graveyard. No, just kidding. He's going to send 8 cards from the top of his deck to the graveyard, because that's his specialty. He's milling his deck. He's already milled so much. He's like a pilgrim milling. He's like, this is how I churn my butter, ladies and gentlemen. I am the pilgrim. Anyways, he's a miller, and he's churning his butter. Here he goes, and then that's going to send another card. So why not just send 8 plus 9, just send 9 cards to the graveyard. Every one of these cards have probably a deadly graveyard effect. That's going to add a card. That's going to add a card. Who knows what's not going to add a card. And that's going to send a card. Wow. Here he goes. He gets to draw Soliac now. Now Hollow gets to throw 3 more cards. Oh no, and one of them is Fairy Tale Snow. And he's going to throw that guy back. And now he's got the other Fiendsmith Engraver. I did try to banish one of them, but I couldn't do my best to keep him out. He's now going to banish 7 cards. He's got so much cards in his graveyard that he can sacrifice banishing all his cards, turning Snow back into the Moon of the Closed Heaven. Oh my gosh. I'm absolutely getting... Oh my gosh, I'm getting dominated here. This is what meta decks do. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna go now into the Fiendsmith sequence. Fiendsmith sequence. What are you gonna do here? Gonna shuffle 3 cards into the deck. He's gonna use Fiendsmith sequence to special summon Kaleido Heart. Look at that. How many people have seen that before? And now he knows to get rid of my floodgate that was preventing him from attacking. He's going to seal the deal here. Fiendsmith's Tract allows him to fuse into a Fiendsmith Fusion. Going to go into Lacrima here. Lacrima now going to be able to special summon a Fiendsmith card. Going to special summon the big bad Gumday. And now, the one thing I got going for me is Verrugus was face down, so he's going to kind of defend me here. I guess he forgot which one was which, and he's got no Alpha Verrugus right now in that defense position. So he's going to go into SP Little Knight here. What's going to go with SP Little Knight? That's now going to get rid of my Domain Batista. That's actually the best card, and that's the best card he could have chose. And yeah, it's my turn again. I'm up against a world of pain here. Luckily, I do have Fallen of the Testina. That's what I grabbed. That immediately gets me my Divine Batista back, baby. And bada bing, bada boom, I get my Crystal Testina back. But he's going to banish me like nothing ever happened. Anyways, so that's going to get banished. Unfortunate, because that's my big bad boss monster. But at least I do get to get another Miasma Dragon comes back. But he's going to be able to mill 3 more. He's only got 6 cards left in his deck, so surely they're all going to do something. Yeah, Kaleido and Havnus both want to go out. I'll get Demi here. Demi Testina. He's going to now fuse into another card. What is he going into next? Rukalos here. Rukalos. Another meta card. I get to normal summon this for free with the Breath of Testina. I'll turn my own Verrugus face down because it kind of looks that way. I get to normal summon again because I get 2 normal summons. And now I'm going to use Demi to special summon itself, but it's not going to do anything because, yeah, he's got that. So, again, I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place. And now he's going to target this, shuffle that back in the deck. So I'm not going to be able to get any of my extra deck going on here. And he gets his card back, and I get nothing from my cards. Anyways, I'm going to destroy my own card to do nothing because he's got the Tier Sulliate. So he's going to stop my card. I can't do anything. And he gets to get his card back, of course, again. Special summoning that, and his card goes to the graveyard. All right, I'm going to go into my favorite card in the game. 14% win ratio. It's the Superstar Slayer Typhon. What does he do? Well, now he turns off anyone that's over 3,000 attack their effects, and I get to throw something back into the deck. We'll turn Abawa Q back. Anyways, he gets that back. Crystal comes back to me, but at least these guys are off for now. What's this? He's got Heartbeat. He's going to target a spell and basically get rid of that, so that's annoying. While turning that to the graveyard too, and that has another deadly effect. This guy keeps shuffling cards back too in his deck. There's no way for me to deck him out. Anyways, he's going to go into Kick Kalos again. I can't get rid of this Kick Kalos. Going to draw a card, the Sheeran. Now what's going to happen? He's got the Engraver still. He's got the special summon. He's got everything he needs. Luckily for me, my Verrugus has the defense, but nope, not for long, because he's just going to get rid of Verrugus. Now what is he going to do here? Now he's going to go into Fiendsmith Sequence, of course. What else? What else is new? Now he's going to special summon using 3 cards from his deck. Going to special summon into Fiendsmith Desiree here. Desiree has a deadly negate effect when at the end of the turn. He's got a lot of damage out here, and he's going to go right into my Superstar Slayer Typhon. That's going to get my Guardian Slime out, baby, so I get to put that in defense mode. He's just going to attack it. That's going to raise his defense position because Guardian Slime's pretty cool like that. He's pretty slick. Anyways, he's going to destroy that. Gonna go with that. And oh, what error on his part. Error. Don't destroy my Crystal Testina here, because what happens when you destroy my Crystal Testina? I get to flip down everything. Face down defense mode. And then, by the way, everything that's still left face up, I get to just send it to the graveyard like that. Bada bing, bada boom. Talk about a real boss monster. Anyways, he still gets to get his Havnus back. But you know what? His guys are in defense mode now, and I've got my Guardian Slime in defense mode. Not really much to do with that, you think, right? But I still have my breath on the field. Let me blow you a kiss. Anyways, I'll get the Fallen the Testina back. We already know what that does. That again lets me get my Divine Domain Batista. I will send a Miasma Dragon, which lets it special summon itself out. We've seen this story before, baby. But now, this time, you're not going to stop me. And here's Crystal again. Now, I'm going to be able to just throw my Guardian Slime into the garbage to make him evolve into the Egyptian God Slime here, because all I need to do is just special summon him. It doesn't matter if he's face down or not. So, and by the way, when this guy goes to the graveyard, I get a nice True Sun God, so I'll get to apply another Floodgate to him at the end of my turn if I wish. Anyways, I have this nice little Golem here. But you know what? I get another normal summon here. Let's get the Crystal back. Crystal Testina, absolutely insane. Oh, by the way, he can just special summon himself back. These guys can all special summon themselves. I'm gonna go right to the battle phase right now. And oh no, Fairy Tale Snow. How could I forget about her? She's coming out, doing her deadly thing. Now she's gonna turn one of my cards to face down to defense position. I wonder which one it's gonna be. Oh, it has to be this one. It's gotta be the Egyptian God Slime, because look at this. Your opponent cannot target cards for attacks, and your opponent cannot target with card effects any monsters you control except Egyptian God Slime. So he's forced to target my Egyptian God Slime because really he would really want to do Hound or the Crystal card, because you want to know what's coming? The end is coming. Guess what? He's going to try to get this guy out, but I'm not intimidating because I can attack directly, because when Hound is on the field here, look at this. Tistina monsters you control can attack directly while your opponent controls a face down defense position monster. I bet you didn't see that coming, Sally, did you? Or whatever your name is. I don't know. Direct attack. Hit him with the doggy dog style. Give him that dog. And you know what? I am the bad dog, baby. Bad baby. Bad baby. We just give him that. And we still had the true sun god ready and willing and able to apply another floodgate for the next turn, and that is how you use Tistina against a nice grind game. Probably one of the most insane meta decks. When that gets rolling, you can't stop it. But luckily for me, I knew all of my cards' intricacies, using my Hound to the advantage, using the cards that I'm getting back, choosing wisely what I'm throwing in, out, and even the God Slime package was there to protect me from that play where he got the fairy tale card, Fairy Tale Snow. I knew that Guardian Slime was going to be needed for such occasions. That's why I kind of run them together. This is a unique deck. You won't find that anywhere else. But if you just keep playing the same deck over and over and over, like Bruce Lee, those 1,000 kicks or whatever, the 10,000 kicks, that's what's going on here. I know that Guardian Slime package like the back of my head. Anyways, that was a killer duel. All right, Second Catch is deciding to go first here, and Will is gonna go second. Now, what are we up against here? Oh, of course, we're against the Malice. This deadly deck here. Absolutely meta. Look at this usage rate. 18% of the player base is using it right now. So basically, 1 out of 5 duels, you're gonna run into them. That's kind of crazy right there. Gonna go do their combos. And what do we have here? We've got, it looks like Ancient Gear, which is actually good at going second. But we've got no hand traps. We've got nothing to stop Malice from doing their full combo, their full oppressive combo here. Going into, who knows what they're going into right now. Going into Red Ransom. They're going to be going into a lot of stuff. This guy's even got money to spend. This is what I'm talking about. These $2,000 meta deck players. They're just buying what they got. And rest in peace, Apollo USA. This is probably one of the last duels we're going to see her in. Because she just got banned too. Look at that. No more using her allowed. So this is the last duel you're ever going to see her in, baby. Let's see if she can go out with a bang here. Anyways, this Malice player is crushing it right now. He's crushing his own life points, but that doesn't matter. They don't care about that. They're going to get it right back anyways. What's he going to go into? Going to go into Splash Mage. He's going to go into everything. He could be going into my mom at this point. He just goes into everything. So just know that he's just going to combo into Eternity. But what does our Ancient Gear player have? You could tell that our Ancient Gear player is a connoisseur of Ancient Gear. He's got the Ancient Gear temple here, field. He's even got the Ancient Gear pet. He's got the Ancient Gear sleeves. So this is what I'm talking about, where this guy knows his deck. He knows the ins and outs of it. So let's see if the knowledge that he's got is going to be enough to win him this. Because he's got to get through Apo. He's got to get through Malice. He's got to get through whatever else this guy's going to cook up. Oh, man. So he's cooking. Gonna go into Cryptor here. Deadly. That's another interaction there, too. That's going to ban something. And he's just setting up his graveyard. Gonna go into Firewall Dragon here now too. That's some more interaction here. So he's got interaction there. He's got Max C. As if all of this wasn't enough, he's gonna Max C our player here. Going second. Gonna go with Ultimate Slayer. I love this, by the way. Ultimate Slayer is such a good card. And not only that, he sends Tri-Brigade Arms Bucellifus II. This is one of my favorite cards to send versus Link monsters because you're going to be able to send a Garura. That's going to let you draw a card. So basically what that did for him was this card was basically free. It was free. It paid for itself in dividends. Now look at this. You've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and all diverse cards too. I bet in his deck building process, he's not running too many 3-ofs. He's probably not running that many playsets. Anyways, we're going to Lightning Storm here. And we're going to destroy all spell and traps. That's going to force him to use this special summon something here. That's going to give him life points, a lot of life points. You do get rid of the field spell, which is nice, but here he goes. He's going to start banishing stuff. We're going to chain to this urgent schedule. If your opponent controls more monsters than you, special summon something. All right, what are we going to special summon here? I have no idea. Well, I guess I don't need to worry about it because Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring is here. This guy is getting hand trapped at every possible opportunity, and that's another thing that Malice does. Once it thins its deck, it's got nothing but hand traps left in there, so he's going to draw all his hand traps on top of drawing his interaction. Here comes Red Ransom, here comes White Rabbit, and here comes Cryptor. Cryptor's got another banish on her, quick effect banish. We've got quick effect Firewall Dragon, plus I believe this card's going to be able to set a Malice trap. So we're drawing cards, thinning our deck some more here, setting a Malice trap, thinning our deck some more. Interesting. What does this do here? Ancient Gear Fortress. I cannot tell you what it does. During the turn, they were normal special summoned. Your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects, and they can't be destroyed by card effects. All right, cool. Can't be targeted. Your opponent cannot activate cards in response to the activation of Ancient Gear cards or effects. That's pretty deadly. And if this is destroyed, special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand or graveyard. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to get this. This is going to get this. I don't know what any of these guys are doing, but he's drawing stuff. Here we go. He's going to use this. Once on the field, you could target monsters on the field or graveyard up to the number of linked cards. So he's got 2 people linked to him. He's got to target 2 cards, but here's what's funny. I bet he didn't want to do this. I bet he wanted to specifically target this guy. But again, because of Ancient Gear Fortress, this hidden effect right here, our hero will. Your opponent cannot activate. Oh no, it's not this one. See, look, it's hiding it on me. Your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects. So wasted interaction. Wasted. So that's what I'm talking about. This meta slave does not even know. He just completely wasted one of his Firewall Dragon interactions. I guess he'll get that Ash Blossom back though. Anyways, this card is gonna go get the Ancient Gear Dark Golem. Now, here we go. This card's gonna get the fusion because he can't respond to this. We're also gonna get this box. Box is gonna go away. And then, now this is what's interesting. This card does not target. So what are you gonna do with this? You're going to get rid of that. So look at that. See, that's a way that they have to play around that. That card doesn't target. Anyways, Therion King is going to come out right now. This guy was hiding in the basement. This guy's in kind of like an Omni Negate. I know that. Just for those of you that don't know what he does, look at this. You get, basically, you send this guy to the graveyard when your opponent activates a card effect. Send this guy and then negate that effect. It's not negate and destroy, it's just a negate, but you know what? That's the Therion for you. I don't know what this guy's going to do. He's going to get him an Ancient Gear thing. He's going to get Gear Town. What is this? I know if this guy likes to be destroyed, special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So this guy's going to be able to target a trap. And one monster you control, destroy that and make that monster's attack 0. That's pretty cool. So now that guy had 5,000 attack, now it's got 0. We got this big Ancient Gear Golem back again. Now, this card again allows you to banish 1 card on the field. Non-targeting. So again, our Malice player with also like every card in the world in his hand. This guy's got more cards in his hand than an octopus. Anyways, we're gonna negate that because yeah, we don't want you responding to our stuff here. But all we got left is this Ancient Fusion and Ancient Gear Golem here. This is actually gonna come out, draw him another card as if he didn't have enough cards in his hand anyways. Again, he's got more cards in his hand. What are we going into here? We got 4 cards getting fused into Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. Look at this. This card is absolutely devastating. It loses a bit of attack though because of something. But here's what's interesting. Unaffected by spell and trap effects, your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. Alright, And this card can attack all monsters your opponents controls once each. And if it attacks a defense monster, it's gonna do piercing damage. Look at it, him piercing you with his laser of death, chaos, ancient gear giant. Gonna hit you for 3,000, and then he's gonna hit you for this, finish you off, and he still was gonna clear your board and then some. And that's how you do it versus the meta slaves, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Will, reducing second catch's life points to 0. And that's what I'm talking about. When you know your deck's in and outs like that, he knew the lines he needed to do, and that's why he won. Absolutely insane duel. That's what I'm talking about, and that's how we beat meta.